You've been to conferences before, probably, right? If not many conferences. Still, there is nothing quite like your next defining moment. Here's how I know. So I've been to a lot of conferences myself, and you go from one session to another, and there's a couple of keynotes and a couple of breakouts, and then there's some networking, and you've got lunch and all that, and that's great. The challenge is the sessions are completely different. Nothing connects to anything else. There's no kind of flow for things, at least for the most part. There's never a conference that I've been to where one thing connects to the next and you kind of build this whole story. That's what your next defining moment is. That's what NDM is all about. In fact, we don't call it a conference for that reason. We call it a workshop, a weekend workshop, because when you come in the first day, we're going to start telling the story of your next defining moment by looking backward. Yeah, we're going to go back into your past. We're going to dig into the history and research some of your defining moments from the past so that we can build upon those, figure out what made those defining moments for you to then help you move forward. And each session connects and builds on the last. So you're ultimately telling this giant story and putting together this fantastical equation for creating your next defining moment. Now, we do the same thing in our mentoring sessions, and so we'll have basically the structure of Saturday is we start with the keynote, we get everyone together, right? So bring up the energy, set the tone, set the pace for the entire day, set the foundation. And then we break out. We've got a feature session happening in the main room, then we've got mentor sessions happening in other rooms. There's a professional mentoring session as well, where everyone's going through very similar content, but through their own experience, it becomes personal. They get to choose if they want a small, intimate breakout, or if they'd like to be in the large group with the high energy session. Professionals get to have that one-to-one, almost one-to-one, intimate experience working with other professionals, networking and building their own next defining moment, while at the same time learning what they can do to encourage students to be able to do the same thing. And then we come back, we'll have lunch, and we have another keynote. We have another feature session with breakouts for the students and for the professionals. And we continue building one thing upon another until the end of the day where we've got a surprise for you. I can't tell you right now. I don't think I'm allowed to tell. But we've got this awesome surprise to bring it all together to give you a next defining moment, to create this defining moment for you in that space, in that time. But leading up to that, we're building this equation. This equation of actually how do you create your next defining moment and then share it with others when you get back to campus. Because that's what we want to do, right? Damn, it's getting sunny in here. We want to be able to share it with others. And that is what Sunday's all about. There's a feature session for a leadership so that you can be a great leader and role model on campus. And then it's about a train the trainer session and something we call the 2800 experience, where we take what we have learned from working with 2,800 campuses around the country and helping you make the most sense of it for your own campus, for your own students, for your own campus community. All right, so that's what your next defining moment is all about, and how it's not a conference, how it's not your typical experience, but it's this really amazing, integrated, high energy conversation that we're going to build for you. It's a conversation, right? This is between us. This is for you. Not just some lecture, but an experience where you get to make it your own. And that's why we can't wait to see you at your next defining moment.